Hello, welcome to our channel Learn to Score. In this video, we are going to discuss linear equations in one variable chapter for 8th class. By going through this particular video, you will understand what does it mean by linear equations. You will learn to solve simple equations having the variable on one side. You will know to solve equations that has variables on both the sides. And you will also understand equations reducible to linear form. The idea of this particular video is to give you the concept so that you will be in a position to solve exercise problems. For that, we are making use of few example problems to give the concept. I hope you will like the video. Please subscribe to our channel and share the video with your friends so that it can benefit them also. Thank you. Let us understand about linear equations in one variable now. Perimeter of a square of side length x is 4x. In the figure, you see side length of the given square is x, right? And we know square has got all four sides of equal length. It means perimeter of square of side length x is going to be 4x, right? I say that 4x is an algebraic expression. Why I am saying it? Algebraic expression is defined as follows. Algebraic expression is a mathematical expression containing variables, constants, and algebraic operations. In this particular case, x is a variable, right? And 4 is a constant. And the operation, algebraic operation is multiplication, right? 4 times x is your perimeter of the square of side length x, right? For example, 2x plus 3, 4x plus 21, 8y minus 21, 4p minus 20 are algebraic expressions. Please note this. In the case of first two, x is the variable, right? In the third expression case, y is the variable, and the last one, p is the variable, right? I say perimeter of a square of side length x is 80 meters. Now I can express this as 4x equal to 80, right? I say that 4x equal to 80 is an algebraic equation. Please note this. When the case of 4x, just 4x, we said it is an algebraic expression. When I'm writing it as 4x equal to 80, I am calling it as algebraic equation. Please note this. The reason for that is the following. An algebraic equation is a mathematical statement equating two expressions. In this particular case, 4x is an expression and 80 is another expression. And we are equating those two expressions using equal to symbol, right? 4x equal to 80, that's why is an algebraic equation. Let us consider a few more examples. 2x plus 3 equal to 10 is an equation. The reason is that you have two expressions equated using equal to symbol, right? If you observe here that the last equation, 8x minus 21 equal to 2x plus 6, right? You have two expressions on either side of equal to symbol, right? It means you are essentially equating two expressions. That is why this also called an algebraic equation. I hope you got the concept. Let us consider an equation 2x minus 7 equal to 35. This is called an equation because you have two expressions 2x minus 7 and 35. They are equated using equal to symbol, right? Or they are related using equal to symbol. That's why it is called an equation. Here, x is the variable. For this particular equation, x is the variable. 2 is the quotient of the variable. Please note this. When you observe this 2x, 2 is multiplying x, right? Since x is variable, 2 is going to be quotient of the variable. 7 and 35 are the constants because they have a constant value. Minus and multiplication operators are symbols are called operators. Here if you see, we are subtracting 7 from 2x, right? That is why minus symbol is an operation. It is denoting an operation, and 2 is multiplied with x. That is why multiplication is also an operation, right? In this particular equation, 2x is a term, 7 is a term, and 35 is a term. Please note this. In 2x minus 7 equal to 35 equation, 2x minus 7 is called left hand side term or left hand side of the equation, right? So 35 is going to be RHS or right hand side of the equation, right? This is 35 which is on the right hand side of the equal to symbol. That is why it is called RHS of the equation. 2x minus 7 is on the left hand side of the equal to symbol. That is why it is called LHS of the equation. Please note that in an equation, values of LHS and RHS are equal. It means 2x minus 7 is equal to 35, right? Let us consider the equation 4x equal to 80. This equation we have written few minutes ago for the perimeter of the square of side length x equal to 80, right? So 4x equal to 80 is an equation. This is your LHS. 4x is LHS and 80 is RHS, right? Let's assume that x equal to 10. Then find the value of LHS. It means you will be substituting 10 for x in the 4x. So when you substitute, you are getting answer as 40 or the value of LHS as 40. Whereas we know the value of RHS, that is 80, right? Hence we say that value of LHS is not equal to value of RHS. That's why x equal to 10 is not a solution to this equation. Please note this. Let's assume x equal to 20 and find value of LHS. That is 4 times 20, that is equal to 80, which is exactly equal to the value of RHS given, right? So let me write value of LHS equal to value of RHS. That is why we say that x equal to 20 is a solution of equation 4x equal to 80, right? When you have substituted x equal to 20, left hand side terms or left hand side of the equation is getting equal to the right hand side of the equation, or the value of a left hand side is going to be equal to value of the right hand side of the equation. That's why x equal to 20 is a solution of equation 4x equal to 80, right? Let us understand what are linear equations now. Perimeter of a rectangle of length x and width y is 60 meters. That is the statement given. We know perimeter of rectangle is equal to 2 times length plus 2 times width, right? It means 2x plus 2y is going to be equal to 60. This is the equation, right? Let's take another statement. Area of a square of side length x is 400 meters square. We know area of square is defined as length of side whole square, right? It means x square is going to be equal to 400. This is another equation. We have seen few equations by now. One is 4x equal to 80. The other equation is x square equal to 400. The other equation is 2x plus 2y equal to 60. Right? Let us consider the first equation. 4x equal to 80. It has got one variable, that is x. Right? And its exponent or power is 1. 4x can be written as 4x power 1. You agree with me, right? That's why I'm saying that this equation has got one variable, that is x, and its power or its exponent is 1. Please take a note of this. Let's consider the other equation, that is x square equal to 400. It also has got one variable, that is x. But its exponent or the power is 2. Please note this. Let's consider the third equation, that is 2x plus 2y equal to 60. It has got two variables, right? X is a variable and y is also a variable. That's why we have two variables in this equation. Those are x and y, and their exponents, if you observe, this is x power 1 and this is y power 1. That's why the exponents are 1 and 1 respectively, right? Highest exponent of an equation is called its degree. Please note this point. Highest exponent of an equation is called the degree of the equation. Now we have seen for 4x equal to 80, the exponent is 1, right? That's why its degree is 1. For the first equation, degree is 1. For the second equation, x power 2 is there. It means degree is going to be 2. When it comes to the third equation, the exponents are 1 and 1. It means the highest exponent is just 1, right? That's why its degree is going to be 1. Another statement you have to understand or you have to note is if degree of an equation is 1, then the equation is called linear equation. Please note this point. If the degree of an equation is 1, then the equation is called linear equation, right? It means the first equation 4x equal to 80 is a linear equation and has got one variable. That is why 4x equal to 80 is a linear equation in one variable. Please note this point. X square equal to 400 is not a linear equation, right? Because its degree is not 1. That's why it is not a linear equation. It is called quadratic equation, but you are not learning that in this course. In 8th class, you are not going to learn about quadratic equations and all. So let's see the third one. 2x plus 2y equal to 60 is also a linear equation, but in two variables. Please note this point. Here we have 4x equal to 80 is a linear equation in one variable. Here 2x plus 2y equal to 60 is a linear equation in two variables. If you recall the name of the chapter, we are going to deal with linear equations in one variable. It means we are going to learn more about the equations, something like 4x equal to 80. Not like 2x plus 2y equal to 60. We are not going to learn more about this kind of equations. I hope you understand the concept. Let us consider the following equations. We are given 4 equations. Let's try to understand what are linear equations, what are not, and what are linear equations in one variable and what are not. Let's consider the first equation, that is 2x minus 7 equal to 35, right? It has one variable, that is x. And if you observe, its exponent is 1. It means the degree of this particular equation is 1. Hence, I can say that this is a linear equation in one variable, right? I have one variable x and its degree is 1. That's why it is going to be a linear equation in one variable, right? Let us consider the second equation given, that is 2x plus 2y equal to 48. It has got two variables. Variables are x and y, right? So if you observe the exponents of x and y, both are 1 and 1. Hence, we can say that degree of this particular equation is 1. It means it is a linear equation, but in two variables. Please note this. It means we are not going to cover this kind of equations in this chapter. Let's consider the third equation given, that is 4x minus 1 equal to 2x plus 5. This also has got only one variable, right? X is the variable. Though you have two terms containing x, both of them have only one variable, that is x, right? And if you observe the exponents, here you have x power 1, here also x power 1, right? So highest exponent is just 1. Hence the degree is 1, right? So what I'm now saying is it is a linear equation in one variable. So in this chapter, we are going to cover this kind of equations also, right? Let us consider the last equation given, that is x square plus y equal to z. This has got three variables. One is x, other is y, and other one is z, right? It has got three variables, and if you observe the exponents, x has got 2 power, y has got only 1, and z has got only 1 as the power, right? So the exponents of x, y, z are 2, 1 and 1, right? So since the highest exponent is 2, the degree of this particular equation is 2. Please note this. As we have learnt already, it is not a linear equation. I hope you got the concept. Let us now learn about solving linear equation having the variable on one side. Let us understand about the linear equations having variable on one side first. Consider the following equations. You are given two equations, 2x minus 7 equal to 35, and the second equation given is 4x minus 1 equal to 2x plus 5. We have seen these two equations earlier also. 2x minus 7 equal to 35 is a linear equation in one variable, right? If you observe the equation, this particular linear equation has variable x on one side of the equation, right? On the other side, you have only constant. If you consider the second equation, that is 4x minus 1 equal to 2x plus 5, it is also a linear equation in one variable. But the variable, if you look at x, is on both the sides of the equation, right? Linear equation this is a linear equation having variable on both the sides. In this particular section, we are going to solve, or we are going to learn how to solve the linear equations having variable on one side. We are going to solve some equations which are similar to this particular equation, 2x minus 7 equal to 35. I hope you got the concept. Let's solve a problem now. Solve the equation 3y plus 39 equal to 8. Here the variable is y, right? It is on one side of the equation. To solve this equation, what I say is bring all the terms containing the variable to one side and the constant to the other side of the equation, right? So since already the variable is on one side, we don't need to really worry about bringing the terms containing variable to one side. But what we have to do is we have to bring the constant to the other side of the equation. To do that, the first thing I am saying is let's subtract 39 from both sides of the equation. The given equation is 3y plus 39 equal to 8, right? I'm saying let's subtract 39 from both the sides of the equation. When you do that, you can write it as 3y plus 39 minus 39 equal to 8 minus 39, right? We have subtracted 39 from both the sides of the equation. Now I can simplify this equation because this is plus 39 and this is minus 39. I can cancel these two so that the equation now becomes 3y equal to 8 minus 39, right? When you simplify it, you can write it as 3y equal to minus 31, right? Now what I'm going to do is, if you see here, you have 3y equal to minus 31. When I'm asked to solve this particular equation, 3y plus 39 equal to 8, it means we have to find the value of y. Whereas here we have value of 3y that is equal to 31, right? Minus 31. So to get the value of y, what I'm going to do now is, I'm saying divide this particular equation 3y equal to minus 31 with 3 on both the sides. When I do that, I'll get an equation like this, 3y by 3 equal to minus 31 by 3. I can cancel these two 3's, right? Numerator and denominator, so that I'll get y equal to minus 31 by 3. This is the value of y. It means it is the solution for this particular equation, right? Let's write that. Solution to the given equation 3y plus 39 equal to 8 is y equal to minus 31 by 3, right? Let's verify this. To do that, let's start with LHS. LHS of the equation is 3y plus 39, right? Now let me substitute the value of y I have obtained, that is minus 31 by 3, into this part of the equation, that is 3y plus 39. When you do that, you will write it as 3 times minus 31 by 3 plus 39, right? I can cancel this 3 and this 3. it means I can write it as minus 31 plus 39, that is equal to 8, right? As you see here in this equation, 8 is the RHS, right? That's why whatever LHS value you got, that is equal to RHS. Hence I say that the solution whatever we have obtained, y equal to minus 31 by 3 is the correct solution, right? Now let's observe these two statements. The first statement I said here is subtract 39 from both the sides of the equation. And the second statement I said divide both the sides of the equation with number 3. Okay. This particular approach is called inverse method of solving linear equation. Let's try to understand what does it mean by inverse method of solving linear equation. The given equation is 3y plus 39 equal to 8, right? If you observe, here 39 is getting added to 3y, right? We know inverse operation of addition is subtraction, right? It means since 39 is getting added, I want to apply the inverse operation. That's why what I'm doing is I'm subtracting 39 from both the sides of the equation. I can't be doing it on one side only. If you do it, actually your equation is going to be totally a new equation. When you subtract the same number from both the sides, the equation still remains same. When you multiply both the sides with same number, the equation is going to be same, right? Now, that is the reason we said that let's subtract 39 from both the sides of the equation. When you have done that, you have gotten an equation like this: 3y plus 39 minus 39 equal to 8 minus 39. You simplified it such that you got an equation 3y equal to minus 31, right? Now you observe this: 3y equal to minus 31. When you observe 3y, 3 is multiplying y, right? And we know inverse operation of multiplication is division, right? Since 3 is multiplying y, what I said is let's divide both the sides of this particular equation with number 3. When we have done that, we got 3y by 3 equal to minus 31 by 3. When you simplified it, you got the solution y equal to minus 31 by 3, right? Please note this point. We are applying inverse operation for transferring the terms from one side to the other side, right? That is why this method is called inverse method of solving the linear equation, right? Here, in the first case, we have used inverse operation of addition to move 39 from one side to the other side, right? Here, in this particular case, 3 which is multiplying y, we used inverse operation of multiplication, that is division, to move number 3 from one side to the other side, right? From LHS to RHS, to move these numbers, we have used inverse operations. That is why this method is called inverse method. And when you have addition, the inverse operation is going to be subtraction. When you have subtraction, the inverse operation is going to be addition. When you have multiplication, the inverse operation is going to be division. And when you have division, the inverse operation is going to be multiplication. Please take a note of this. This is not only the way, there is another way to solve the equation, that is called transpose method. Let's try to understand this also. The given equation is 3y plus 39 equal to 8, right? If you observe, 39 is being added to 3y, right? What I'm saying is take plus 39 from LHS to the RHS of the given equation. Okay, this is called transposition or transposing. We are transposing plus 39 from LHS to RHS. That is why this method is called transpose method. But the point you have to note here is when you are transposing plus 39 from here to this side, what happens is plus 39 becomes minus 39. This has to be noted. When you want to transfer, the sign is going to get changed from plus to minus. If it is minus, then it becomes plus. So since we are transposing plus 39 from LHS to RHS, it becomes minus 39 on the right hand side. Now the equation becomes 3y equal to 8 minus 39. You understood what does it mean by transposing plus 39 onto right hand side so that it becomes minus 39, right? So you simplify this such that you got 3y equal to minus 31. This is the equation we have seen already, right? Now to simplify it further so that I can get the value of y, what I'm saying is, since 3 is multiplying y, I say that let's take 3 which is multiplying y on LHS side to the side of RHS of the given equation. It means I want to take this particular 3 and move it on to right hand side. But the thing you have to note here is, since 3 is multiplying on left hand side, when it comes onto the right hand side, it has to divide on the right hand side. It means it is going to divide minus 31, so that I can write it as y equal to minus 31 by 3. I hope you understood what does it mean by transposing, right? Transposing a term or number from one side to other side of the equation to solve the equation is called transpose method. Okay, what we have done is we have been transposing a term or a number from one side of the equation to the other side of the equation. In this particular case, we have applied both the times transposing from LHS to RHS. But based on certain problems, you may be doing the other way also. You may be transposing from RHS to LHS also. But in that case also, you have to remember that the sign is going to, if it is plus sign, when you transpose, it is going to be negative sign. If it is multiplying, when you transpose, it is going to be division. Let's try to understand that with few more examples. Here the given equation is x plus 5 equal to 3. I want to transpose this plus 5 from LHS to RHS. When I do that, the equation is going to be x equal to 3 minus 5. You see here on left hand side, initially it was plus 5. After transposition, it has become minus 5 on right hand side, right? Both the cases, x plus 5 equal to 3 is essentially or the exactly equal to x equal to 3 minus 5. The equation is not getting changed. We are transposing certain terms from one side to the other side, right? Let's consider another example. Here, the equation I have is a minus 5 equal to 3. I want to transpose this minus 5 from LHS to RHS. When I do that, it becomes a equal to 3 plus 5, right? When I have a negative number, it becomes positive on the other side. Let me consider another example. Here, the equation I have is 3p equal to 1, right? It means 3 is multiplying variable p. I want to transpose this number 3 from left hand side to right hand side, right? When I want to do that, what happens is p is going to be equal to 1 by 3. The 3 which is multiplying p on LHS becomes the denominator on the RHS, right? Now let's take a look at another example. The equation given here is z divided by 3 equal to 1. If I transpose this particular 3 onto the right hand side, then it becomes z equal to 1 times 3. I hope you got the concept. Now you are clear about transpose method, right? We are going to make use of transpose method only to solve few more problems. If you have any doubts about this particular method, again revise this particular part of the video so that you will get clarity about the method. Let's learn to solve few more problems now. The problem statement given is the following. I think of a number. If I double it and take 7 away, I get number 35. Can you tell the number that I thought of? Let's assume that the number I thought of is x. The first statement is you double it, right? So when you double it, it becomes 2x. The next statement is take 7 away from that. It means it becomes 2x minus 7, right? So then it is going to be equal to 35. That is what is given. It means 2x minus 7 is equal to 35. This is a linear equation in one variable, right? Let's solve this equation to find the number I thought of. Let's consider the equation 2x minus 7 and transpose minus 7 of this equation to the RHS. We have seen when you transpose minus 7 from LHS to RHS, it is going to be plus 7, right? So let me write that as 2x equal to 35 plus 7, right? It means 2x equal to 42. We want to get the value of x, right? It means we have to transpose this particular number, that is number 2, from LHS to RHS, right? Let's transpose that. When you transpose, it is going to be x equal to 42 by 2. Here if you see, 2 is multiplying the x. That's why when you transpose onto the other side, it is going to divide the terms on the other side, right? That is why it is going to be x equal to 42 by 2. It means x equal to 21, right? Now I can say that solution to the equation 2x minus 7 equal to 35 is x equal to 21. Let's verify that. So let us take LHS of this given equation, that is 2x minus 7, and substitute x equal to 21 into this side of the equation. So that now can be written as 2 times 21 minus 7. 2 times 21 we know that is 42. When you subtract 7 from that, you're getting 35. So that is exactly what is RHS of the given equation, right? Since LHS equal to RHS, I can say that 21 is the solution for this particular equation, or otherwise whatever solution we got, that is correct solution only, right? So now you can say that the number I thought of is number 21. I hope you understood the problem. Let's take a look at another problem. Sum of two numbers is 29. One number exceeds another by 5. Find the numbers. I am assuming the smaller number to be x. The other number is going to exceed this particular number by 5, right? It means the other number is going to be x plus 5. And the problem in the problem statement, it is said that sum of two numbers is 29, right? Now we have two numbers as x and x plus 5, right? So sum of two numbers is 29. It means x plus 5 equal to 29. I can now remove these parentheses or the brackets so that I can write it as x plus 5 equal to 29, right? Now, if I put a parenthesis here or the brackets here, then and sum it so that I can write it as 2x plus 5 equal to 29. This is a linear equation in one variable, right? Variable is x and this is on one side of the equation. So whatever solution procedure we have learned, that can be applied here, right? 2x plus 5 equal to 29 is what we have to solve so that we can find the numbers x and x plus 5. Let us transpose plus 5 of the given equation to the RHS, right? When you transpose plus 5 from LHS to RHS, it becomes minus 5. It means the equation now can be written as 2x equal to 29 minus 5, right? It means 2x equal to 24. We want to find x, right? It means we have to transpose even 2 onto other side. When you transpose 2, which is multiplying x onto the RHS, it is going to divide the term on RHS, right? The term on RHS is 24. It means the 2 is going to divide 24. So I can write it as x equal to 24 by 2, right? It means x equal to 12. We know the first number is 12. The second number is x plus 5, that is 12 plus 5 equal to 17, right? The two numbers which we need to find are x equal to 12 and x plus 5 equal to 17. Let's verify whether these two numbers are the solution what we are looking for. To do that, what we have to do is, it was said that sum of two numbers is 29, right? So we have now two numbers 12 and 17, right? Their sum is 29, right? It means whatever solution we got, that is a correct solution, right? The two numbers we are looking for are 12 and 17. When you sum them, you get 29 as the answer. And one number, 17, is exceeding the other number 12 by 5, right? You are clear? Let us now learn to solve linear equation having variables on both the sides. 4x minus 1 equal to 2x plus 5 is a linear equation in one variable, and that has got variable on both the sides, right? X is on both the sides of this particular equation. Now let's try to solve this. To do that, what I'm saying is, let's transpose this particular 2x from RHS to LHS. Here 2x is having plus sign, right? We have not written any sign, means it is a positive sign. So plus 2x, when it goes to the other side, it will become minus 2x, right? So that the equation now can be written as 4x minus 2x minus 1 equal to 5. 4x minus 2x is 2x. It means the equation, when you simplify, it becomes 2x minus 1 equal to 5, right? Now let us transpose minus 1 from LHS to RHS. When you transpose minus 1 to the other side, what happens is it becomes plus 1, right? It means the equation is going to be 2x equal to 5 plus 1, right? I can write it as 2x equal to 6. Now we want to find value of x. We have 2x equal to 6. It means we have to transpose this number 2 to the other side, which is from left hand side to right hand side of the equation, right? When you transpose, since it is multiplying x on this side, it is going to divide 6 on the other side, right? So now you can write it as x equal to 6 by 2. It means x equal to 3. So x equal to 3 is the solution we are looking for. So let me write that. X equal to 3 is the solution to the equation 4x minus 1 equal to 2x plus 5. Let us try to verify this. To check, what we start with is we take LHS and substitute number 3 for x. LHS is 4x minus 1. When you substitute x equal to 3, it becomes 4 times 3 minus 1. 4 times 3 is 12. And when you subtract 1 from 12, you are getting 11, right? Now let me take RHS of the equation, that is 2x plus 5, and substitute x equal to 3. When I do that, I am getting 2 times 3 plus 5, that is equal to 6 plus 5, that is equal to 11. So the value of LHS we got is 11, and value of RHS we got is also 11. It means RHS equal to LHS. Hence, whatever solution we got, that is correct solution, right? So x equal to 3 is the solution to the equation 4x minus 1 equal to 2x plus 5. Let us now learn solving another problem. Hema is 24 years older than her daughter Damini. Please note this. Hema is 24 years older than her daughter Damini. 6 years ago, Hema was thrice as old as Damini. Today, if you consider, Hema is 24 years older than her daughter. But if you take their ages 6 years ago, Hema was thrice as old as Damini. Find their present ages. So what I'm going to do is, let me assume that present age of Damini is X, right? And Hema is 24 years older than Damini. This is the first statement, right? So if I say that present age of Damini is X, the present age of Hema is going to be X plus 24, right? Now, let's see what are the ages of Hema and Damini 6 years ago. Today, if Damini's age is X, then 6 years ago, Damini's age is going to be X minus 6, right? So similarly, 6 years ago, you can find the age of Hema also. Current or the present age of Hema is X plus 24. 6 years ago, what could be her age? X plus 24 minus 6, right? That's what I have written here. Age of Hema 6 years ago is X plus 24 minus 6. So simplify this. So what you get is X plus 18. Age of Hema 6 years ago is X plus 18. Now let's go to this particular statement. Hema was thrice as old as Damini 6 years ago. It means 6 years ago, Damini was X minus 6 years. And Hema's age is X plus 18 years, right? And as per this particular statement, Hema was thrice as old as Damini, right? It means X plus 18 is going to be 3 times X minus 6. 6 years ago, Hema was thrice as old as Damini. It means 6 years ago, Hema was X plus 18 years old and Damini was X minus 6 years old. And if you multiply Damini's age with number 3, you're going to get Hema's age. That's what we have done here. X plus 18, that is Hema's age 6 years ago, is equal to 3 times X minus 6, that is 3 times Damini's age 6 years ago, right? Let's simplify this so that I can write it as X plus 18 equal to 3X minus 18. This is the linear equation in one variable, but the variable is on both the sides of the equation, right? Now let's solve this particular equation to get the age of Damini, that is X. Once you know age of Damini, you can get present age of Hema just by adding 24, right? Now let's solve this particular equation. To do that, what I'm saying is, let's transpose 3x, which is on right hand side, to LHS. I want to take 3x plus 3x from right hand side to left hand side. When you do that, you get the equation as x minus 3x plus 18 equal to minus 18, right? The plus 3x, which is on right hand side, when it goes to left hand side, it becomes minus 3x. That's what. Now let's simplify this. I can write it as minus 2x plus 18 equal to minus 18, right? Now I want to keep only terms containing x on the left hand side and move the constants to the other side. When I want to move that way, I'm going to transpose this plus 18 here to the other side. When I do that, it becomes minus 18, right? So the equation now becomes minus 2x is minus 18 minus 18. This is the one which has got transposed, right? Now, when I simplify, I can write it as minus 2x equal to minus 36, right? Since minus is there on both the sides, I can drop it. Or otherwise, I can say that let me transpose minus 2 onto the other side. When I do that, what I get is x equal to minus 36 divided by minus 2, right? Here I have minus in the numerator and denominator also I have minus. It means I can cancel both the minuses, right? When I do that, I can write it as x equal to 36 by 2. It means x equal to 18. So present age of Damini is now clear. That is 18 years, right? And x equal to 18 is the solution to the given equation. That is x plus 18 equal to 3x minus 18, right? Now, since we know Damini's age, that is 18 years, we can find Hema's age, that is 18 plus 24. That is equal to 42 years, right? The present age of Damini is 18 years and present age of Hema is 42 years. If you want to verify, you can see the difference between 42 and 18. When you subtract 18 from 42, you get answer as 24. That is what the problem statement says. Hema's age is 24 years older than her daughter Damini at present, right? I hope you got the concept. Now let us learn about equations reducible to linear form. Solve the equation x by 2 minus 1 by 4, that is equal to x by 3 plus 1 by 2, right? In this particular equation, on both the sides you have x. The variable x is on both the sides, but we are not sure whether it is a linear equation or not, right? But anyway, let's try to reduce this equation to linear equation form and then apply our known methodology. To do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take x by 3 on this side to this particular side. When you do that, since it is plus x by 3, it becomes minus x by 3 on the other side, right? And now I can transpose minus 1 by 4 on this particular side to the other side. When I do that, I'm going to get plus 1 by 4 here, right? So that's what I have written. X by 2 minus x by 3 is going to be equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4. Now we have to find what is the value of x by 2 minus x by 3 and 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4, so that you can see whether you are getting a linear equation or not. So to do that, what I'm going to do is, let me take LCM of 2 and 3. We know LCM of 2 and 3 is 6, right? If you divide 6 with 2, you're getting 3, right? It means now I have to multiply x with 3. So that I am writing it as 3x, right? Now you come to this particular term, that is 3, and keep the sign as is, 3x minus, and now you see this particular 3. This particular 3 can divide 6 twice, right? It means I have to multiply this particular x with 2. So let me write that as 2x. So what you have is 3x minus 2x by 6, right? That is going to be your LHS. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 is what we have to find, that is RHS, right? If you see LCM of 2 and 4, we know that is equal to 4, right? Now let me divide number 4 with 2. Twice I can divide, right? So it means I have to multiply number 1 with 2, so that I am getting 2 as the answer, and keep this particular plus sign as is. Now I have to divide number 4 here with this particular number, that is also 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. It means I have to multiply this particular 1 with 1, that is 1, right? Now let me write the expressions we got for RHS and LHS now, so that I can write the equation as 3x minus 2x divided by 6 equal to 2 plus 1 by 4, right? We know that 3x minus 2x is x, that is what is written here, and 2 plus 1 is 3, that is what is written here. So the equation now you have in hand is x by 6 equal to 3 by 4. Now what I am going to say is, let me transpose this particular number 6 onto the other side. Since it is dividing x on this side, when you transpose it onto the other side, it is going to multiply, right? So now I can write it as x equal to 3 times 6 divided by 4. It means x equal to 18 by 4. That can be written as 9 by 2, right? The solution we are looking for is 9 by 2. So let me write that x equal to 9 by 2 is the solution to the equation x by 2 minus 1 by 4 equal to x by 3 plus half. Let's go to the next problem. Solve the equation 5x plus 2 divided by 2x plus 3 equal to 12 by 7. To do this, what I'm doing is, I'm not using the transpose method here to begin with. What I'm doing is I'm using inverse method. In the inverse method, since this particular number is dividing, I'm going to multiply, this particular expression is dividing. I'm going to multiply the same expression on both the sides, right? It means now I can cancel 2x by 3 here and 2x by 3 here, right? So that now I have 5x plus 2 equal to 12 divided by 7 times 2x plus 3. You understood this? Now I have 7 in the denominator. I can transpose it. Instead, what I'm going to do is let me multiply on both the sides of the equation with number 7. This is called inverse method, right? When I multiply, it becomes 7 times 5x plus 2 on left hand side and 12 by 7 times 2x plus 3 times 7 on right hand side. Let me cancel this 7 and this 7. So that now you have the equation as 7 times 5x plus 2 equal to 12 times 2x plus 3. Right? You further simplify this. 7 times 5 is 35. That's why it is 35x. And 7 times 2 is 14. And 12 times 2 is 24x. And 12 times 3 is 36. Right? So this is the equation. This is a linear equation in one variable, but the variable is on both the sides. We know how to solve this equation, right? Let us quickly solve this. I'm transposing my 24x onto the other side. So it has become minus 24x, right? 35x minus 24x is 11x plus 14 equal to 36. Now let me transpose this 14 onto the other side. When you do that, you get 11x equal to 36 minus 14, right? 11x equal to 22. Now let me transpose 11 to the other side. Since it is multiplying on this side, it is going to divide. It means x equal to 22 by 11, that is equal to 2. This is the solution we are looking for. X equal to 2 is the solution to the given equation. You must have observed in the given problem and the equation we got here. When you see these two equations, 5x plus 2 divided by 2x plus 3 equal to 12 by 7, and 7 times 5x plus 2 equal to 12 times 2x plus 3. What you must have understood is I am cross multiplying this. You see, 7 is getting multiplied with 5x plus 2. Let me write that. And now multiply 2x plus 3 with 12 and equate them. This is what exactly we have gotten here, right? When I have done the inverse method, the equation we have got is exactly the same, right? You have obtained this equation by using cross multiplication method, right? I hope you got the concept. We are multiplying the terms on both the sides in a cross multiplication way. Let's try to understand this by solving another problem. Solve the equation x plus 7 divided by 3x plus 16 equal to 4 by 7. To do that, we said that we are going to use cross multiplication method, right? So 3x plus 16 times 4 is going to be equal to 7 times x plus 7, right? This is how simple it is, right? Now let me multiply 3x plus 16 with 4 and x plus 7 with 7 so that I can simplify the equation and write it as 12x plus 64 equal to 7x plus 49. Now let's apply the transpose. I can take the 7x from RHS to LHS so that it becomes minus 7x. Now let me simplify this so that I can write it as 5x plus 64 equal to 49, right? Now let me transpose this guy 64 from LHS to RHS. When you do that, it becomes minus 64, right? Now I can write it as 5x equal to 49 minus 64. It means 5x equal to minus 15. Now I can transpose this particular 5 onto the other side. It means since it is multiplying x, it is going to divide minus 15, right? When I do that, I can write it as x equal to minus 15 by 5, that is equal to minus 3. So minus 3 is x equal to minus 3 is the solution to the given equation. I hope you got the concept. I hope you like the video. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel Learn to Score. Thank you.